Hey guys, if you decide to learn Korean, let me ask you something. Are you spending more time looking for the perfect study method than actually studying? Some of you might feel a little cold out right now, but trust me, I get it. I use the same thing. We've all seen those ads: learn a language in 6 months, become fluent in 3 months, master a new language in just 3 hours. And they make you wonder, is there some secret method I don't know about? Well, actually, there's a special method. And once you understand it, you won't waste time searching for new study techniques anymore. In fact, I truly believe that in the age of AI, this method is the ultimate way to learn any language. Today, I'm going to show you the fastest way to learn language, and more importantly, I will walk you through exactly how to do it. Let me introduce you to a YouTuber from Russia who learned Korean in a pretty unique way. Instead of just using textbooks, she labeled everything in her house with Korean words: desk, computer, chair, fridge, food containers. Even her toilet lid had a sticky note that said 변기뚜껑. Her mom thought she was crazy. But guess what? It worked. She became incredibly fluent in Korean. And it's not just her. This kind of immersive, real-life learning method has been proven effective by multiple studies. This approach is based on 2 key learning principles: self-reference effect. We remember things better when they relate to us personally. Situational learning theory. Real world, practical knowledge sticks better than abstract, isolated information. In other words, the best way to learn a language isn't just through grammar books, it's by making the language directly relevant to your life. So technically, you don't need a special textbook. Your daily life becomes your study material. Think about how people study for exams. If this scale represents everything in the syllabus and these circles represent the most important parts of the test, how do top students study? They focus on the big circle first, the most important topics. If they have time left, they go back and study the less critical details. Now, how do bad students study? For the record, this was me in school. They start from page 1 and try to cover everything, including unnecessary details. Then, before they know it, boom, it's test day, and they've barely made it halfway through the material. Now, let's apply this to language learning. Trying to memorize every word native speakers use, that's like studying the entire syllabus when only 20% of it really matters. But if you focus on the words and phrases you personally need first, that's like studying the most important parts of the test first. For example, if you are just starting out in Korean, learning legal jargon doesn't make sense. But if you are a lawyer, then suddenly those terms are super relevant. So the key is to start with what's useful to you, then expand your vocabulary naturally over time. Now, here's the one major issue with this method. Beginners often don't know if their sentences are correct. It's easy to look up words, but how do you know if your sentences sound natural? Well, that's where AI comes in. Thanks to AI, you don't need to ask native speakers every time you write something. You can get instant feedback 24/7. This completely eliminates the biggest weakness of this method, making it more powerful than ever before. Let me show you exactly how to do this. Since this video for Korean beginners who know few words and can barely read Hangul, so I will demonstrate with another language. I'm also beginner. Yeah, it's Spanish. I used Duolingo for about 5 minutes a day for a year, but that was over a year ago, so I'm definitely still beginner. Okay. First, log into ChatGPT. Yeah. I use both ChatGPT and DeepSeek. The free version of ChatGPT lets me access some premium features with limits, so once I hit the limit, I switch to DeepSeek. Now let's write a sentence. Since this method is all about personal relevance, there's no need to overthink it. Just write what you want to say. For example, I will try introducing myself in Spanish. Estoy Jaden. Yo hablo español y inglés un poco. Hoy, I want to say that I'm going to write about myself in Spanish, but I don't know how to say it, so I will just write in English. Yeah, I'm going to write about myself in Spanish. Estoy 28 años y have a dream to become fluent Espanol one day. Okay, And you can add a sentence, after this one, like make it sound natural in conversational Spanish. Then you can copy and paste it into Google Translate to hear how to sentence sound.
Hola, soy Jaden. Hablo español y un poco de inglés. Hoy voy a
escribir sobre mi español. Tengo 28 años y mi sueño es llegar a hablar con fluidez algún día. Okay. At this step, making assumption is important. It's really crucial to check how the words I wrote match up in the response. I think boy is maybe going to, and escribir is write, and sobre is maybe about, and I think sueño is maybe dream, and llegar maybe become, and fluidez is maybe fluent, and algún día is maybe one day. And you can add a sentence like this: I don't know any Spanish. Explain this in a very simple way, like for a beginner with clear grammar detail. Yes, hola. Hello, soy Jaden. Hablo español poco inglés. Hablo. Yes, voy a escribir. I'm going to try. Voy a go to escribir sobre mí. Vamos a escribir about me. Tengo 28 años. Mi sueño de yes. I always was right. General is right. I just thought that Germans maybe become in this case right. But I'm serious to reach. Okay. I think I can become rich as well. And our assumption is almost correct. Now here's the most important part. Listen to the audio while looking at the correct text and try to repeat each sentence as closely as possible. Once you can say a sentence without looking, move on to the next one. Keep repeating this process until you've gone through all the sentences you wrote. Hola, soy Jaden.
Hola, soy Jaden.
Hola, soy Jaden.
Y un poco de inglés. Hoy voy a escribir.
Hola, soy Tengo 28 años y mi sueño es llegar a hablar español con fluidez algún día. Yeah, we just went through an example of how to use ChatGPT with my self-introduction. However, if you look back, you will also see the English sentence make it sound natural in conversation Spanish. And now the next step is to go through the same process with this sentence. Right. Ask yes and natural and by doing this, you will acquire useful phrases like this, something you can use all the time. And that's it, you can do the exact same thing for Korean. No complicated textbook, no memorized useless phrases, just learning the language that fits your life. The reason I love this method so much is that it aligns with my personal philosophy. Focus on what matters most first, then expand outwards. For example, I believe in taking care of myself first, then my family, then my friends, then my community, then my country, in this order. Because if everyone lived this way, we wouldn't even need charity. Everyone would already be taken care of. Of course, that's just my personal belief. You don't have to agree with it, but when it comes to language learning, this method definitely works. So give it a try and I promise you will see results faster than you expect. Good luck and happy studying. See you in the next video. Bye. 안녕. 다음에 봐요.